Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. Yes, this is back with another baseball video, a postseason related. I haven't made a baseball video in a little bit. Are now at the World Series with a very unlikely matchup, the World Series matchup of Texas versus Arizona. I don't know if you guys are watching this, you maybe watched my postseason preview and prediction, and in that I did predict right here Texas to win the World Series. I predicted them against the Atlanta Braves, who didn't do so well, but I still did predict them, and it's pretty cool. My AL bracket is almost perfect except for Minnesota compared to my NL bracket, where I think I only got Philadelphia winning the first round. Nothing else I got. So yeah, deep dive. The series starts on Friday, which most likely matchup is going to be Zach Gallen, or it could be Nate Eovaldi. So then Jordan Montgomery would probably face Merrill Kelly in game 2. And in game 3 would probably be Brandon Pfaadt versus that's Max Scherzer. Then in game 4, you'd probably see both teams kind of going with like a bullpen game. And then if a game 5 happens, it would be the same as in game 1. Game 6 would be the same as game 2. And game 7 would probably be the same thing as game 3. Deep diving into the series real quick and giving you my predictions. I think Texas's offense is really good. And for a team like Arizona, who I don't think has the best pitching, and it kind of showed in their series against Philadelphia, where it was either very good or very bad, it's going to be tweaky. It's going to be hard to predict. But I do still believe in this Arizona team. You know, in the series versus Philly, I feel like Zach Gallen wasn't at the top of his game. Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly lost a game in that series. So if you can get a Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly that you got in his second start, ooh, it's going to be tough. Nate Eovaldi has been amazing. You got Jordan Montgomery, who's been amazing. Their bullpen has been iffy. Compared to Arizona, their bullpen has been pretty solid in the postseason, and Paul Sewald has been absolutely lights out. I think Paul Sewald was an amazing acquisition by Arizona. Arizona really has this young team, up and coming. They don't have the best blend, in my opinion, compared to Texas, that I think have a really, really good blend of youth and veterans. Game 1, if it's Zach Gallen versus Nate Eovaldi in Texas, I do see Texas winning game 1. I don't know why. I just see them first game of the playoff World Series coming to a big win. Then in game 2, Texas versus Arizona, it would be Merrill Kelly versus Jordan Montgomery. Montgomery has been amazing, and against a very young team, I think he could be very dangerous. I'd probably go Texas again in game 2. In game 3, coming back to Arizona, I think I would go with this would be Brandon Pfaadt versus Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer has not looked good this playoffs, so I think I'd probably go with Arizona. I think Brandon Pfaadt has looked really, really good compared to Max Scherzer, who looked terrible in this playoffs. Game 4 would be most likely a bullpen game with like Andrew Heaney eating a lot of innings. You probably would have Joe Mantiply maybe starting again. Would be another interesting game. Dan Dunny would probably pitch in that game too. I just think that the bullpen is deeper on Arizona's side. So if Texas were to do a bullpen game, which I think they would probably do, like a Dan Dunning starting, maybe throwing like 3-4 innings, then like really going to the bullpen. I think Arizona's deeper in that regard, so I'd probably have to give that one also to Arizona. So the series would be 2-2 after 4, going to game 5, which you would get the rematch of Zach Gallen versus Nate Eovaldi. I'd have to go with Texas again. I think Texas, behind the back of Nate Eovaldi, the veterans, seeing Zach Gallen, maybe struggling the first game against Zach Gallen, but then seeing him a second time, though he would be pitching at home where he has been really good this year, I do think that Texas would be able to take that. So going into game 6 back in Texas, it would be 3-2 for Texas, and I think that's where they would clinch it on the back of a great start from Jordan Montgomery. I really think that the Texas just has a better team than Arizona, and this is a testament to how good Arizona is and how young they are, because the team that you see on Arizona this year is not even the best version of this team that you're going to see. When Jordan Lawler comes up, you got Drew Jones, you got Corbin Carroll that's still maturing. I think Zach Gallen is still maturing. You still got young pitchers that are coming up. Gabriel Moreno, you know, you got Walker, who's a beast. We're going to see what else they do with moves, but this team is so good. I'm very excited to see where they go next, but I just think this Texas team is such a perfect blend from great coaching to the bullpen is probably their weakest part, but if they can have good bullpen performances, they should be good. Montgomery's a stud. What a pickup. You got Eovaldi, who's a stud. You know, two really legitimate. You know, Arizona do have two legitimate too, but Nate Eovaldi's a machine in the playoffs, and he's been in the World Series, so I think that's going to help him. So I think, yeah, Texas in 6 with the World Series MVP for Texas, in my opinion, will be, I think it's going to be between Nate Eovaldi and Corey Seager. Corey Seager's already won a World Series MVP in 2020, so I think he has a good chance to win it again. And Nate Eovaldi is an absolute stud, and he's proved it so far this playoff, so I think he's going to have a good performance, so I think it's between those two. In the comments, tell me what you guys think. How do you think this World Series will go? Who do you think is going to win the World Series MVP and how many games? Also, tell me, how were your brackets? Does anybody have a bracket like this? Does anybody have a shocker team like Arizona? Is anybody angry about their team like I'm angry at Toronto? Tell me what you think. Tell me your predictions on I said, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.